What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the Small Biz Discord welcome email. It is an absolutely gorgeous, sunny, happy hump day, November the 8th of 2023. And over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to explain 90% of what you need to know in order to be insanely successful inside of our private Discord community. So in the spirit of honoring our OGs who've been with me for the last few years, go ahead and pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, a glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's sunny and 80 degrees, absolutely gorgeous just outside of Atlanta. Happy hump day. It is November the 8th. 2023, and then quickly, we're pulling back right now, and I think it's going to continue for the next 3 to 5 days. We've got 4 of 6 stocks that are currently in the buy zone, which I'll cover in a minute. It's time to plant seeds, right? We buy the dip, we sell the rip. We buy the fear, we sell the greed. We buy red, we sell green. Take your pick, it means the same. But I want to start off by putting myself on record, putting that head back in the guillotine once again. I think we're forming what's called a bullish inverse head and shoulders. And in the spirit of keeping it simple, stupid, we were coming down a few months ago and we bounced. We had the big drawdown on October 27th, which coincidentally, over the last 100 years, is exactly the day where the stock market typically sets a bottom for the year. October 27th. We bottomed last Friday. We then had a historic first time in almost 2 years, 7 days in a row up in the S&P. A massive short squeeze with multiple gaps. Last night and again this morning, I say we're topping out around 4380 on the S&P. And I think I nailed it to what? Within a dime. And I said we're going to go down somewhere around 4250, maybe slightly higher in the next 3 to 5 days. The bears are going to get emboldened. The Debbie Downers and the doom and gloomers, and we got a few of those inside of the Discord, are going to say, oh, we have a stock that was up at 28 and it's true this morning and it's back to 23 and a half. Buy. Everything's down or flat today. Anything that's holding its own or green, pay attention. It's telling you something. So we went down for a couple of months. We bounced. October 27th, we set the head on the turnaround or the upside down inverse head and shoulders. We went up 7 days in a row, and now we're going to go down, in my opinion, for 3 to 5 days at least into the week prior to Thanksgiving. And I'll be ringing that bell probably somewhere around 4250, which is above the 4100 low from October 27th. And I'm going to say, get ready. While the fake news has got the fear pumping through the fucking roof. And if you're new, welcome. I tend to swear like a drunken sailor, but I always speak from the heart. You got 30 years of experience on your side, and you're paying me $50 a month because we're sold out of the $60 a month at trysmallbiz.com for premium members. Are you kidding me? Have you heard the news? And I'd like to hear from some of you in the comments. We have some whales that are making $100,000 a month. They're paying me $50. They're begging me to set up a donation button so they can give me 10 grand. No, just tell your friends. Give me some comments in this video, which will also be shared on YouTube, and tell the whole world why you love what we're doing. Why over the last 2 months, we've made what? 23-0 or 23-1 in the Ask Jason stocks that I'll cover in a minute. 10-0 in the core holdings. Well, most people haven't made any fucking money for the last 18 months in the buy and hold camp, which is important, and I'll talk about extensively in another video. We're printing money. We're stacking cash to the ceiling. We've got a 94% win rate in the last 90 days, but if you go back 18 months when I was sharing all my trades on Twitter, I believe I'm 47-3 since April, and in the last 18 months going back to March of last year, almost 180 winners, 16 losses. I don't give a shit what your loss percent is. Ours is about minus 20. So 80% of the time, even though it's been higher recently, it's going to be plus 30. Our average profit size is about 30%. It takes us about a month. So we buy half a position, and I'll explain more about this in a second. Then we add small. We build that position as we're doing right now in a couple of stocks over a period of a week or two. And then we wait. And we generally wait about a month. And then 80% plus of the time, 20% of the time, I'm going to be wrong. And some of that time, I'm going to be dead wrong. And we both know one or two stocks that have plagued all of us, including yours truly, in the last 6 months. But one thing, as I was sitting here getting ready to record, again, this video will be 15 minutes at least. I would encourage you to watch it on your desktop first and or at least second, because I'm looking right now at my desktop, my 24-inch iMac. This is my iPhone 15 Max, which is amazing. But I'm usually looking at a chart, but I'm now looking at you. Hey, Todd. Hey, Hondo. Hey, Mopar. There's D&G, who's doom and gloom. By the way, if D&G, who used to have a username of doom and gloom because the glass was always half empty, if he's optimistic, you better watch out. Look out below. But if he's ready to jump out the fucking window, it's a contrary indicator, time to buy. So I bet he's shitting his pants right now, even though he's a little better than he used to, because it's time to be buying some stocks. I'm not going to mention the names in this video because I want this to be relevant 6 months from now. But if you're inside of the Discord, you better be buying that stock that I see at 23.38 because it's going a lot higher after the news that you saw today. All right. By the way, that stock that we sold at 17 yesterday or the day before, did I just see it at 14 and a half? We're going to zoom through this quickly, but I want to share something with you right away if you haven't figured it out already. I'm a tough love guy, oldest of 5 kids. I've got a gorgeous sister, a niece and a nephew down the street, 3 younger brothers, 2 in New York, 1 in Denver. I learned as an older brother, as the leader of the family, speak your truth. Or as a friend of mine used to say, call a spade a fucking spade. Tell me exactly how you feel. Don't sugarcoat it. And the older I got and the bigger I got, I'm 6'3", 250. I didn't give a fuck what anybody thought when I had something to say. But when it comes to the stock market, as in life, if we were friends and you were living right across the street, you can count on Jason. The heart's going to be right on the fucking sleeve. He might give it to you with fucking salt and vinegar. Your ass might be hurting by the time he's done talking to you, scolding you, banning you, or whatever he has to do. But it's out of love. You'll notice at the end of every video, I say, I love you, because it's true. The definition of success, before we go through this, do what you love with who you love, when and where you love to do it. And you guys and gals from all over the world, we've got 20 countries. Thank you for helping me do what I know God sent me here to do. Promote small business owners with a squeaky chair. I'm going to get a new one. And help folks, even if you don't own a small business, make money in the market. The premium is sold out. The Discord is 76% sold out. Try smallbiz.com. If I resonate with you, if you can handle a dose of tough love from someone who's been in the weeds, been made and lost millions. I became a broker when I got out of college. I moved from upstate New York to South Florida. I went into the Baja Beach Club on ladies' night on Wednesday and talked 2 girls from American Airlines. I'm sorry, Ma, into coming back to my fucking apartment. And it was one hell of a night. But one guy that was there saw me do it, and he says, man, you got a gift of the gab. Gives me his card. Turns out to be a guy I know, terrible, but true. Come interview with me. I talked myself into a $400 a week. They were only paying the other guys $200 a week to cold call, get leads, and study for my Series 7, which I then got. And then by the time I was 25 or 6, I was making 50 G's a month. And I was flopping around on the floor having panic attacks because I was out drinking and drugging 5 or 6 nights a week. So I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made and lost fortunes. I went bankrupt, as many of you know, in 2008. I've made all the mistakes so you don't have to. I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing at all times. You can count on me not only to be there when times are good, but when shit is hitting the fucking fan. I don't know what it means to be hiding under this desk. And while this video may go on for 20 minutes, rest assured that $50 a month that you're paying me for a Discord at trysmallbiz.com will be the best fucking investment you've ever made. We have some whales in there that are moving 50 to 100 grand per idea. They make 100,000 a month. Yes, they've got some drawdowns on paper. We all do in the last couple of days. But they've cashed out of somewhere between 10 or 23 Ask Jason winners in 2 months. Yes, we've generated over 30 winners in the first 2 fucking months of this private Discord community, and you're paying me less than $2 a day. And if you're inside there, you know I talk a lot more about than just penny stocks. I'm talking about the S&P. I'm talking about inverse head and shoulders. I'm talking about Bitcoin as a risk on or off indicator. I'm talking about the economy, housing, interest rates, which I nailed when I told people 5% on the 10-year was the peak. Buy TLT, don't chase it now at 82.5, which turned out to be on the nose, a 23-year low. In other words, before I go through this server, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, if he wasn't swearing or fucking always tapping himself on the back, he'd be an all right guy. Then I wouldn't be myself, would I? I got to be me. You got to be you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through this Discord. And by the end of this 15 or 20 minute video, we're now halfway through. You're going to know 90% of what you need to know in order to be 10%, in order to be insanely successful. The other 10%, and we don't edit around here, so if you're new, welcome. You got to fuck around and find out. FAFO, right? You've seen the video that went viral on Twitter. You got to play with stuff. We've been playing with this. We've been breaking shit. There's people that have been firing me, and I've been firing them. But if I didn't mention it at the open, you have a 60-day money-back guarantee. No risk whatsoever. In the first 2 months, you decide you hate my guts, you don't like all the noise on the wall, whatever it is, you send me a note. As long as we have your email verified, I will send your money back, no questions asked. There's no risk, but do yourself a favor. Unlike a handful that quit the first week or two, give it time. I showed up and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I realized, oh my God, this is way more powerful than Twitter or anything I've ever seen before. We can do text, voice, and video channel. We can do live streaming. And the @everyone tag that we introduced two weeks ago, you can't miss a trade now. You'll get a notification to your phone and your desktop as long as you're a member of our private Discord community instantly. So I take a photo, as you should know by now. I enter the trade on E-Trade, which I love. And then I put it into the Discord and in one of the rooms that I'll talk about in a second. You are literally within 5 or 10 seconds max alongside me. And as I said in this last stock that we just sold in the last 48 hours, don't panic. Simply put, for the sake of time, I sold a stock the other night about 20 minutes to the close at 8 p.m. for a 24% profit. And I knew people would be like, oh, it's 20 minutes to go. I kept saying, don't panic. Wait until tomorrow. Well, the next day, even though the stock opened down, it ramped higher than when I got out. Another penny and a half, another 8 to 10% higher. And everyone had a chance, if they were listening to me, to get out with a 30% plus profit. And as I'm looking at it before I came on here, isn't it in the 13s or 14s? So it shit the bed, but we got out. We got out. We rise, we fall together. If someone said to me, what's the best thing about Discord? You're not alone. You are not alone. You're not suffering with those stocks that start with M. You're not in this alone. We go up, we celebrate, we pull the fucking ripcord together. And when shit's down or you don't know what's going on, I'm there to tell you everything's going to be a fine. It's going to be a good. And don't worry, I trust the process. What is he talking about? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Don't ever forget that. You can hit me up. The only way you can DM me is inside our Discord or at trysmallbiz.com. I'm not on WhatsApp, Telegram, Trade-8. All those other places, they're a scam. They're tricking people by copying my name and my face. There's one way to contact me directly. It's in the Discord and or our contact us page at trysmallbiz.com. There will only be one fucking way ever to pay me that $50 a month, which by the way is guaranteed until 2025 of June, not to go any higher. And that's at trysmallbiz.com. So you might want to get one. And by the way, I need everybody that is a member when this video is done. Tell the world what you think. Even if you think I'm an idiot, an ass, HOLE, do what you got to do. Let everybody know so we can help get to 500 as quickly as possible. All right. Once you get a Discord and you pay, we immediately send you a private link. Do not share that link. I will know with anyone. It's your link. You'll then click the link, and the first thing you'll see is a verification of email required. It's literally the top of the channel. And I share these photos. If you look inside of the Discord today, and again, it's Wednesday, November 8th. It won't apply for some of you that are coming in a month or two from now. But I shared with you what my view is on mobile. You may not see some of this. I won't spend a lot of time on all of it, but I want to zoom through it in the next 7 or 8 minutes so that you know 90% of what you need to know. So for starters, you got to verify your email. And it's the start here link with the 2 green checks. You can't miss it. That email that you enter has got to match what you just put when you paid at trysmallbiz.com. The minute I get an alert, I compare the two, you're in. If I'm sleeping or busy or incapacitated in some manner, I hear you, Ma. Well, it happens from time to time, doesn't it? I mean, Ooh, she laughed. She cut me off. Don't be rude and crude. Yes, my mother's in heaven. She sits right here. If I get a little too naughty or dirty, Jason, you're being rude and crude. But she did laugh. She's still laughing. Thank you, Ma. Love you. Say hi to Dad. All right. Verify your email address, ladies and gentlemen. I will accept it, and you're in. The first place you go is upper left on your cell phone. Those 3 lines, because you need to load a profile picture. You click those 3 lines, the photo module. You can't miss it. You're in. You go to the stock chat room, which I'll cover in a second. There's 2 things I require. A fucking profile picture and treat everyone, and that includes me, with respect. That's pretty much all I do. And in the beginning, I had to bring the hammer down hard several times. But you'll notice engagement has gone through the roof. God bless each and every one of you that speak up. We're going to get to a place before the end of the year. Ideally, I'm only speaking a third of the time, if that. I'm doing reviews. I'm answering a question. I'm telling you what the hell's going on with one of our stocks. And you guys are doing 2/3, if not 3/4 of the rest of the talking. But if I see somebody being a dick, I'm going to treat you like a dick. I'm Patrick Swayze. I'm Sam Elliott. I'm the Roadhouse guy. It's our house, not mine, not yours. It's our house. And if there's a threat or there's a problem, I will deal with it as nasty as I have to. But we're going to get to that 500 members. And at some point, we're going to close the door and we'll have attrition. So we'll have to open it up from time to time as people come and go. But we're going to have people from all over the world that have a photo and respect for one another. We're going to make money and we're going to have a lot of fucking fun doing it. All right. Photo. Email is verified. You got statistics. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the date. All members. We currently have 358. Again, what are we? 75% of the way towards sold out. TrySmallBiz.com if you want to get one. Online, 88. So we have almost 25% online. That's very high. A typical Discord, by the way, fun fact, 90% of Discords only have 15 members. 90% have 15. So we're easily in the top 5% in terms of size of Discord. And only 10 to 12% on average are online at any given moment. We run typically 20 to 30. So this is pound for pound, one of the most engaging and dare I say best Discord for penny stock traders in the fucking world. But in another video, I'll also talk about investing. You've got 2 arms to your portfolio. We can't cover it all today. You buy and hold for retirement using index funds or ETFs like SPY, and you trade. Or as I've said a million times, you marry your index funds, your ETFs, and you date your stocks. You buy and hold and double down during bear markets in an index fund or an ETF like SPY, and you date or trade your stocks. And most of your money is going to be married to the market. It smooths out the volatility. 10, 20, 30% or thereabouts, you're rolling the dice. But you're with me, and I've been in the weeds 30 years. A lot of these stocks that we're buying, you'll notice, are down 99%. The risk has been somewhat minimized. We're, for example, in there buying a stock right now at 23 cents a change. It's down from $25. It's down 70% in the last month alone. But they're starting to grow like wildfire because of a new product they got. It's washed out, and I think we're scooping it right in the low to mid-20s, exactly where we should accumulate. So trust the process. Don't worry, because I'm happy. I'm so happy that you're here. I know what I'm doing. It's going to be fine. Woo. All right. Information category. Moving down. Halfway done. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Announcement. We're going to have the video either in there or right below. You'll see a bunch of channels that are not filled out, and some that'll be removed. So when there's a major announcement, whether it's voice or video, it'll be in there. The server rules, self-explanatory. A disclaimer, hey, past performance is no guarantee of future results. You can count on me to be right about 80% of the time, but lately it's over 90, close to 95%. I'm way out over my skis. I think God has blessed me. And thank you for your support. It means the world to me. But he knows it's like trying to herd 500 fucking cats. If anyone can do it, I can. I'm pretty good at what I do, and I think I'm destined to do this. And some of what I have to do is bring the hammer down. It's for your own safety. We require a photo, verification of email, and don't put up with any fucking bullshit to make sure that you're safe, you're secure, you're having fun, and you're making money. It's a fine. All right, disclaimer. New members, FAQ, we're going to fill out the frequently asked question page. But if you have a question on how to do your notifications, it's in there already. It's got photos. It's very easy. You don't need it now because we've got the add everyone tag. You might get duplicate notifications because we have one of the most amazing features about Discord. Add everyone. I put that in every video, at least for now, especially this one, and every trade. You can't miss a trade. You're doing exactly what I'm doing within 5 or 10 seconds. And if you miss it because you're busy, don't panic. Half the time you're going to get a better price than I do, whether it's on a buy or a sell. Relax. It's a fine. Everything's a good. Trust the process. Can't believe he made our video. I may have to do this again, but for now it'll stay. All right. Open ticket, very important. The same guy who built this thing that I never could have done on my own, he's overseas. He's ahead about 8 hours. This is the #1 guy in the world, over 1,000 5-star reviews on Fiverr. He's the best there is, but you got to give him 6 to 12, 24 hours. If you have a technical question, open a ticket. You can also ask on the stock chat wall, which we'll cover in a second, or send me a DM. And again, it's the only place you can DM me, inside the Discord or by way of our contact form at trysmallbiz.com. Everything else is a scam. All right, lastly, the community category. We'll be done in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I've watched this several times. And again, it's 90%-ish. We'll break it down into smaller clips where I talk about specific things like managing risk, our long-term buy and hold philosophy. It'll be absolutely amazing by the end of this year, beginning of next. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. The buy zone. Every morning, 7 a.m. and about 1 in the afternoon, East Coast, I tell you exactly what to buy. Green means buy. Yellow means caution, but still buy. Red means stay away. We currently don't have any reds in the core holdings. At some point, we may. But right now, 4 are green, and I tell you exactly where. When I say mid-5s, obviously that's 0.054 to 0.056, the middle of where I'm saying. If I say high 13s, it'll be 13.7, 13.8, 13.9. I tell you exactly where to go, whether it's an Ask Jason stock, which I'll mention briefly in a second, or a core holding. And I tag you. I'm literally spoon feeding you what has generated almost 200 winners in the last 18 months for almost 2,000%. I know that sounds outrageous, but just go inside of the new trades channel, which is the third one down, and scroll all the way up. You'll see 10 winners. Look on the fucking stock chat wall. You'll see 23 Ask Jason winners, which brings me to a very important point. So in the community category, the buy zone, every morning and afternoon, I tell you exactly what to buy and sell. Right above that, as soon as we hit 400 in the next month, there will be the Ask Jason channel. And I'm going to put in there the greens and the yellows, not the reds, because you don't need to hear about that, in terms of what you can buy outside of our core holdings. I do not recommend anyone go over 10 stocks in your trading account. I usually have 7. I call it the lucky 7, which means you could have 3 of the Ask Jason if you decide. If you've got 20 or 30 stocks, you're too watered down. You're too diversified. You can't crush the market. 7 or no more than 10. So the Ask Jason channel will go up as soon as we hit 400. I will put them all in there. I will not allow others to comment. You'll be able to give me the thumbs up. I want it clean. So if you're a busy executive or you're running a small business, you jump into the Ask Jason channel. Anything today? Oh yeah, he reviewed 4 stocks. Ooh, I like this one. Boom. You enter the trade. I tell you in these write-ups, when I do an Ask Jason review, and I've done over 200 in the first 2 months, I tell you, here's what they do. Here's the risk and or the upside with the company. And then I finish by telling you exactly where to buy the stock. I said, as one example, LIFW. This past week, I said, when it pulls back to 1.25 from $1.42, you can search it LIFW in the top. Buy it. The fucking stock went from 1.25 to 17.5 in 3 days. It subsequently fell apart, and I think I saw it in the fives this morning. But you're talking about a 14 bagger. Now, I would have been out long before it hit 17, but that's the kind of shit that we can find. I've got a proprietary process that's taken me 30 years to develop, and I'm as confident in what we do versus anything you can find out there when it comes to trading small cap or what some call penny stocks. Stock chat, that's 90% of the action. It's assholes and elbows Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're talking about the market. So get into the stock chat, say hello, pay attention, watch my Ask Jason reviews, learn where I draw the support and resistance lines. You'll be an expert, as some of you already are, inside of a month or two. But again, there's no risk, 60-day money-back guarantee. New trades, self-explanatory. Anytime I buy or sell, and again, I'm tagging you, impossible to miss, it goes in there. Core holdings, that's what I own based on the average. Some of you have a better average, for example, in 2 or 3 stocks that I own than I do. Awesome. As long as I still say the buy zone and you say to yourself, well, Jason owns this stock at 34 cents, but I can buy it at 24. Yeah, congratulations. I got in a little too early. You can reap my reward because, again, I'm going to be right about 80% of the time. Traders Lounge, it's your place. That's a casual before and after hour. Some of you are confused. You think that's where the action is. No, we've had to tell a few people, go to the stock chat room. The Traders Lounge is exactly what it sounds like. Relax. Talk about barbecue. I saw last week it was about cars, sports teams, any and everything you want. Some people talk about crypto in there. The stock chat room is exactly that for stocks. But you can talk about just about anything as long as you got a photo and you respect one another inside of the Traders Rounds. And last but not least, flex profits. If you make money in one of our stocks, or even if you've got one of your own and you want to share your success, put it in there. Just make sure if you share a screenshot that you white out any personal information. So ladies and gentlemen, I know this went a little long of 27 minutes. Please break it down. Please watch it a few times with a nice cold beer, cup of coffee, glass of wine, or whiskey on a big rock. And until next time, always remember that I love you. I really do. And thank you so much for watching.